This all started when me and my friends were looking for a Steam game to play, but we couldn't find anything interesting, so we decided that we're gonna create something else, something better, something cool. Could you please stop recording me? I said stop! So basically, instead of finding a new game and start playing it, I learned Python, then C++, and jumped onto Unreal Engine. I mean, happens, right? I quickly jumped down to Google and researched Python. I want to learn, I want to study. Then I scrolled down the results and I actually found something. I quickly went to Python programming and I decided to enroll in English. I studied it for around 2 weeks and 75 hours, but I mean, if it works, right? At the end of the course, I did have to test my skills to know if I actually learned anything, and I found out I could print hello world. I actually achieved greatness. This is what it looks like. Okay, maybe it isn't greatness, but it's something. It's a start, alright. Well, anyways, let's just move on with it. I quickly had to Google what's the best programming language for game development, and I found out it was C++. Since Unreal Engine is the best engine in my opinion right now, it has its ups and downs, but for a small developer like me, it's the best, I think. Unreal Engine uses C++, so of course I have to learn that. So I found a guy called Kenny Yip Coding, and I watched all of his tutorials on how to set up C++, how to do everything in it, and it was easier to learn since I learned Python beforehand, but of course, I'm the smartest guy in the room usually, so it wasn't that hard for me. Now, I know, let me just show you what I learned from it, because of course you want to know, you want the summary of it, you don't want to go through the 40 hours of videos I watched. So first of all, I gotta include the normal commands so it's easier to write. Since I forgot, I'm just gonna Google that. Okay, rookie mistake, I just forgot the hashtag, that's why it didn't work. So now that I figured that mistake out, let me just show you what I learned. I know how to print hello world in C++ as well now. Of course. You don't have to praise me in the comments. You can go to the description and join my Patreon to support me. Please do, because I'm failing right now. I'm gonna go homeless in about 3 days. I'm gonna try to develop on the library computer, but I'm not sure it's gonna work. And now even the print function doesn't work. So cout means console out, but I'm not gonna get into the hard techniques of this command. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let me Google what's wrong with it and I'll figure it out myself. As it turns out, I actually had my arrows pointing the wrong way, so I just changed them and I made this complicated piece of code actually work. So, now that I've learned Python and C++, I'm ready to move on to game development. I quickly went over and made sure that I saved all my C++ summary statements here, so everything I need to succeed honestly in C++, so I can put it into Unreal. Turns out, I need to do multiple other things, like add Visual Studio Code, put it as the default configuration, or I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I didn't learn this. I learned how to write C++. So after drinking myself until I fell asleep and trying to convince myself that I just didn't waste 2 months and my brain cells trying to find solutions to coding problems just for me to end up realizing that I don't even need it. I could have just started Unreal Engine and used blueprints, because you can do blueprints for everything C++ does! And right after that, I found out that I have so many options on my right side, on my left side. I have these blueprints in front of my screen that I don't understand what the fuck they even do. I have the project settings, editor settings, I gotta get all that done. I gotta go to maps and modes, set my defaults correctly, and the game instance of course, gotta create new ones for game modes as well. Gotta put custom input so I can actually make custom movement. Oh yeah, almost forgot, I gotta set the camera higher so I can get a personal point of view, the one I want. I gotta customize the character as well, just so I can... Honestly, I don't want to do game development anymore. And so began my Unreal Engine tutorial arc. I learned for a month and a half how to do basic things, and now I know how to do basic things. I don't know how to print hello world in Unreal yet. I will get to it soon enough. Although I do have to be honest, I decided it's gonna be too hard for me, so I recruited 2 of my friends. Well, one's my brother for development, and one's my friend that does game art. We can basically start making a game. So let's get into the game! We're going to make a goofy game that consists of a lot of mini games and a board game as the main game. So we can basically basically have players compete, kill each other for rewards, and then finally win the board game and flex on all of their friends. We need to get version control, so we need to make sure everyone has the most recent files and we don't corrupt each other's work. So we quickly found a service called Perforce that lets you do that. And of course, me as the smartest and most handsome guy in the group, I had to set it up. So it wasn't really that hard, it only took me like 2 to 3 days to get it up and running. I went to Perforce, downloaded the admin, downloaded the main client, and then I had to go to DigitalOcean, get myself a server. I bought it, then I had to connect it to Perforce, then I had to set it up correctly. Admin perms, root perms, go to the console, get some passwords, finish it, basically a few things. And then, up and running, we got the Perforce going. Now we're just gonna name the game Bank Bros just for a filler right now, cause we do not know what we want to call it yet, but we'll figure it out later on. I mean, now you basically know how I accidentally became a game developer, so I'm gonna pursue this game right now. And if you want to follow along, don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to be uploading devlogs every week, or as much as I can, because we will be filling up more content in this game and I will show it to you in a second. So there is a bit of a time skip because we did develop it the first 2 weeks without any updates. Of course, I made the main menu, I made multiplayer, and I made a couple of other things. Meanwhile, my brother, the other developer, made the character movement correct, he made a pickup system and a couple more things. Now our artist, I mean, he basically carried us with the map, with the character, with every single graphic we have in the game, so of course man, insane performance. Now let's hop on to actual gameplay, what we have done for the game. As I said, we've made the first map, also the second map, but no meshes or textures yet. We have it mapped out a bit, so it's not gonna be that difficult, you know. We also made explosive barrels to make the fight more fun, and also the first minigame will be a PvP arena you can do with 8 friends. You can run around, beat each other with weapons, blow each other up, and just ragdoll around and fuck around. If you want to stay involved with our development and even get a beta spot or tester spot, I recommend going to my Patreon, but if you don't want to, you can just keep an eye out on my Discord, that's linked in the description, or subscribe to get new devlogs so you know what the fuck is happening. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in my next video.